Welcome to my screencast for Accounting for Business Decisions A. I'll be explaining the moving average inventory costing method. First up, what is inventory? Inventory can be described as a tangible resource that a business holds for resale in its course of operations. For example, for a retailer such as a grocer, this is its stock. I'll be using the example of apples. Why are there inventory costing methods? Well, not all units of inventory have the same cost. This can create issues when a business is determining its cost of goods sold. Factors including differing purchase prices, taxes, freight costs, etc. cause individual inventory units to have different costs. On top of this, it's not always feasible to know which cost is attached to which unit of inventory, especially with something like apples. What are inventory costing methods? These are methods a business might use to determine its cost of goods sold. There are four main methods. The first is specific identification, which involves looking at the actual cost of an individual item sold, but as noted earlier, this is limited in application. The second is first in, first out, which requires businesses to make an assumption that inventory is sold in the order it is purchased. Alternatively, an opposite approach may be taken, assuming that the last item of inventory purchased is sold first. However, the method I will be focusing on is the moving average method, which requires determining an average cost per unit sold. How does this method work? Let's look at an example. Imagine I made two separate purchases of apples, one lot for 10 cents an apple and the other for 20 cents an apple. I then sell some of the apples, but I don't know which ones I've sold because essentially they all look the same. How can I estimate the cost of apples sold? I can find the average cost of an apple by dividing the total cost of all apples I had by the number of apples I had. So, imagine I bought 10 of each, 10 for 10 cents and 10 for 20 cents. What would the average cost of an apple be? All up, I have $3 worth of apples, and I have 20 apples. So, the average cost of an apple is 15 cents. Now, how does this help me work out my cost of goods sold? Easy. I take my average apple cost of 15 cents and multiply it by the number of apples I've sold. Here, imagine I've sold 15 apples, so 15 by 15 is $2.25. But when it comes to working out my cost of goods sold, I round to the nearest dollar. So, let's say I've sold $2 worth of apples. I can also use this method to find my ending inventory. In other words, look at how many apples I have left and multiply that by the average apple cost. The moving average method is an ongoing process. Once new inventory is purchased, it's time to recalculate the average unit cost and do the math all over again. In other words, the average is always moving. Thanks for watching.